Humans are space orcs. The terrifying sound of silence. Where's the human? A question that incites dread across the galaxy, and no greater when the human in question is an engineer. For weeks after her arrival aboard the Coalition joint exploration vessel Almanar's Resilience, the human Jenna had been pestering everyone about the technical specifications, tolerances, build schematics, design philosophy, power outputs, and countless other microscopic details. Now, first, everything seemed normal. Humans are known to be curious, especially the technically minded ones, and her job would entail managing parts of the vessel system. So everyone was as helpful as they could. And then Jenna started tinkering. Optimizing is how she described it. Admittedly, most of her modifications resulted in marginal improvements to energy distribution and mechanical motion efficiency. Although the fact the power reactor started to make audible noise was unusual, but the reading said everything was fine. And the fact that they passed without explosions put everyone at ease. This was partly why a human engineer was brought along in the first place. During a short stop at a supply station before our first ascent onto an uncharted planet, Jenna was the first to rush off with several cargo drones in the direction of the shipyard district. She was the last to return mere minutes before the scheduled departure, all covered in dust and oil, and the drones straining under the weight of everything she had procured. "Oh, don't worry. This is gonna be awesome," she declared. It had been a while since our training, and none of us had encountered other humans in the meantime. So all of us had forgotten to immediately be alarmed by those words and question everything she was doing. The following weeks of transit to her destination were marked by a severe lack of Jenna interactions or even sightings. The shuttle bay was a mess of disassembled craft, loose parts flung about, and sparks and rattling noises coming from the bowels of whatever was going on. Unbeknownst to us, for the idea itself was ludicrous, Jenna was only within the vessel half of the time during this period. The other half she was in her spacesuit, tinkering with the exterior of the vessel. Laser cutters and cold welding, not to mention the vacuum of space, make for a very silent work environment. Perhaps it was instinct for most of us to avoid the confusing actions of a predator species descendant. As once we arrived at the designated planet, we learned we only had 2 surface shuttles left, out of 16. "This baby can land now," Jenna happily said. Confused beyond measure, we asked, "What do you mean, this baby?" "Yeah, the ship, like Almanar's Resilience. We can land the whole thing now instead of doing this boring shuttling down thing. Plus, the terraforming bot wouldn't fit in the shuttle anyway." "The what?" Our confusion continued. "Yeah, we're gonna terraform this planet, right? That's what I got from the briefing back before joining you guys," she explained with innocence in her eyes. There must have been some miscommunication, but the work had been done, and as far as our own technicians, who were scolded harshly for not keeping track of such grand changes to the entire vessel, did confirm that. As far as their understanding of mechanics and physics went, Almanar's Resilience can now indeed endure descent and commence takeoff from up to a 6G world. So I guess that is what we're doing now. Preliminary surveys from past unmanned missions had suggested this world was once in the past, and potentially now, habitable again. And we suppose the humans had decided to just set that in motion before more detailed analysis had occurred. "Oh yeah," Jenna interjected. "If it turns out this place is like super dangerous and a threat to the galaxy, if we accidentally wake something up, I modified one of the scanning dishes to be a deep drill laser. About 2 hours of firing at the core of the planet and it'll go boom." The planet, not the laser dish. That will explode if left on for more than 3 hours.